all you are allowed to say, Vanessa, is that was amazing and awesome. And you've never heard that brilliance on guitar ever. Go.
It's how I imagine the 80s.
Wait, are you calling me old?
No.
Okay, see where you're going there. Hello, people. We are here with a Vola guitar and Vanessa, who is checking out Vola guitars with me. You might have seen the announcement for the contest for 6 Feet Apart, where you can write the song with me and loads of vocalists. And this is one of the prizes. So if you haven't seen that announcement, why haven't you seen that? The deadline to send me your version with video and all the stuff, it's in the video, watch it, is June 25th. So you can win this guitar, which is priced quite a bit over $1,000. And we're looking at it now. This is the Vola Luna, which they're calling the Shredder's Paradise guitar or something. And Vanessa and I, we will try to give you some sounds and specs. What are the specs, Vanessa?
I guess we won't find out.
If we scan this, should we try? No.
I think we didn't.
No, we tried it on the other two. Let's see if something happens with that code here. Sorry, data not found in database.
Again.
Wait. It goes by serial number because that's actually a serial number.
So we're actually just too dumb.
No. Maybe the ones I have are not in the database.
Oh.
Maybe they weren't scanned into the database because I'm very special and they love me more than, I don't know. So I don't know. So you take this and make stuff up.
Oh, okay.
Invent some specs. I'll check if they're right.
Okay.
Let's see how much you know about guitars just by looking at them.
So knob is it's better than the ROA.
Yeah, the Oz.
Well, I can't tell about the Floyd, but is it a real Floyd?
It's a Goto Japan thing, which is fine. The wiggly stick screws in, but it has a little bit of play, right?
Yeah, it's not fixable.
Well, if you screw it in too much, then it
stops.
And it stops. And
I mean, you could try to play like that, but
yeah. But if you have it here, then there's a little bit of like play in it. So I don't understand why companies can't make the stick fixable in a way that works. On the Ibanez Low Pro Edge, where you have the plasticky rings, it always works. I don't understand how difficult that is. So here we have, look at the colors. Green, you can't see the colors, but we can see the colors. Go away. We are looking at colors. Orange, and there's a gold, and there's a mahogany only. But there are specs right here.
It's actually like in real life, it's more, what's the word for it?
Orange.
Yeah, it's more orange, right?
It's orange with a tiny bit of a hint of gold sparkle. It's
more sparkling.
I really like it. It's very it's a metallic finish. It's a bolt-on mahogany body, hard maple 3-piece neck, with a Vola D shape, 24 frets, 25.5 inch scale, which is kind of like, a baby dolphin. Leslie? What? No.
Not correct.
Leslie says it's not correct because a dolphin doesn't have scales because it's a mammal. Which earns her the Smart Mouth prize of the day. But she's correct. So it's about 3 trouts. 12-month-old trouts. I don't know how old do trouts get? I don't have no idea.
No idea.
Moving on. 12-inch radius, no inlays. It's a Porphyro fretboard. It's got a VHC neck and a VHC 3 bridge, which are the pickups. By Vola, Vola use their own pickups, which might account for all the Vola guitars having a certain sound, and that sound is having a lot of brightness, a lot of sparkle. Volume tone, 3-way toggle, hardware is black, blah, 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 locking nut. Comes in Corvette yellow, Fiesta red, GT gold gloss, Napier green gloss, orangest, there's an EST on it, orangest glossed, and vintage mahogany matte. Now give me this for a second. This is clearly an homage to the Ibanez. This is clearly an homage to the Ibanez S-Series, which are very flat. A little bit flatter on the side than this, I think, but it is beveled, as you can see, and goes flatter and thinner on the sides. It's a shredder guitar. It's a very ergonomic instrument. I think it's a cool color. Goes from yellow to orange, orangest gloss. Has a volute. You can see the 3-piece neck right there. I do like to see locking tuners, even though it's got a locking nut, because it makes string changing easier. But okay, fine. Here's the reverse Vola headstock. Nice little bit of a beveled contour there. And show the case, because it comes in a hard shell case at the price, which is, like roughly $1,400. That's actually pretty neat. And it's a pretty good case. We're going to ignore the fact that it's a little bit bent there. I'm still going to say it's a pretty good case. Of course, it comes with some tools and stuff like this.
Did you mistreat it?
I didn't mistreat it. It came from the US, so who knows? But it comes in the case, says Vola on it. Beautiful. Interestingly, on the case, it says tangerine, which is a color they don't have. So I'm going to go with, it's the orangest gloss, which is how they call it on the website. And of course, got a Floyd. If you want to fight with the Floyd, fight with the Floyd. That's, it's pros and cons to the whole thing. 3-position switch, so there's no in-betweens or whatever. This is a humbucker only, let's shred guitar. And I will start with some cleans and then hand it over to you. This is probably not a guitar that you're going to use clean a lot, right?
No.
So we're going into the Tone King, Sky King. Thank you, Leslie. Leslie's already on it. That turquoise thing in the corner. There we go. And into the aux with a 412 cream backloaded cab. Whoa, I have the Overdrive on. Here we go. So for humbuckers, you can tell there's a lot of brightness already.
No.
I probably shouldn't have done that, right? The thing is, there's this tiny little bit of play, and I don't really have ultra control of it. I wish that was a little bit tighter. Playability is there. I mean, it's easy. So, middle position. See, it says you win because you can win this. And then you would play it in the back clean, right? Because you're one of those people. That really didn't work, harmonically speaking. Okay. It's not really a guitar that's made for clean. It works, absolutely. You can totally, you can totally do that. Or with some effects on it to... Or play chords that actually sound good instead of those.
Not too bad, actually.
But with its 24 frets and ergonomic shape and floaty thing and humbuckers and all that stuff, it's a shreddy guitar. So, but before we go into shred, let's do a couple of other things. AC 30-ish tones from the Tone King. No, from this thing, the Morgan. Now, go back to the other. Well, what am I pointing at? Like, it's like from this thing. It's like from Vanessa. No, back to the other. Thank you. From the AC20 Morgan. Go. Very unlikely that you would see people with this guitar paired with the AC30-ish amp. I mean, yeah, maybe, but more like 800 Marshall, more fat. what I noticed about this guitar, just like about the Oz, is it doesn't kill the amp. It's actually going rather subtly into the amp, meaning it stays pretty open, and it's not pushing the amp as hard as some other guitars would, which makes it feel as if there's always some transparency and some openness. I think this amp could be more brutal and louder, but if you want that, put a booster behind it. It always feels open.
Yeah.
And not... There's guitars that I would put on that amp and it would be way heavier, but I can't take that away. Not with you can roll it on the volume, but it's not the same thing. I'd rather put a boost on overdrive behind this to push the amp harder.
It's not mumbling.
No, not at all.
You can really hear every single note.
Yes, you have control over every note. Exactly. Let's go into the Orange Reverb 50. Yeah. Moving on to the Friedman small box in the BE mode. Let's see with classic Friedman sounds. Go. Very modern, it's a modern guitar. Let's go into the Rev 100p, which might be very brutal with this. Let's see. Awesome. Last thing, I think, then we're through. Give me this. Thank you. I'll do the Synergy Ecstasy module, which I like for solos. And again, it doesn't push it as hard as some other guitars would, which I don't mind, because I can always feel the instrument more.
Yeah.
The strings, the stuff, the details that are happening. It's not, that module is quite gainy already, and the already, and the guitar doesn't really push it too hard. I'm pushing it with the Tate Effects Overdrive, which I have here, and there's a Tate Effects Overdrive camera. of that. So, Vola Luna is obviously not your blues instrument.
No.
It's not a funk guitar. It's definitely a modern rock metal thing, and probably primarily the lead player's instrument, right?
Probably, yeah.
So, what do I think? Well, first of all, since he can win this, I'm not going to say shit about it, because there isn't really any shit to say about it. It is bright. It doesn't push your amp as much as other guitars would, which I personally like, because I feel more in control of the notes. And I can shape my sound. The guitar doesn't do it. I do it with the guitar. But you know what I'm saying. You're feeling it, right, when you're playing it. Now, as for competition, in its price range, which I looked it up on Reverb, which is right now in Europe where you can buy them, this clocks in at 13 something plus 100 shipping if you get it from the US. So I don't quite know where exactly in Europe you can get these. But that is an indication that these would be, let's say, about $1,400-1,500. And at that price range comes with a hard shell case, Goto, all the stuff, really amazing craftsmanship. I mean, you didn't look at any details, but did you see anything where you would have said, oh, there's some glue or the paint isn't perfect?
Not really, no.
Yeah. This is made in Japan, people, okay? This isn't an Indonesian guitar, whatever. This is made in Japan, which technically means, a higher grade quality. It is a great instrument for about $1,400-1,500. And I would say in its price range with the features and the hard shell case, if you get an Ibanez for like $1,200-1,300, they come in a cardboard box sometimes, or maybe if you're lucky, they have a flimsy gig bag. I love my Ibanezes. I love my people from Ibanez. Hey, Dan. But bang for the buck, this will rival any Ibanez, no question about that. But it also comes in a case, and an Ibanez at $1,300-1,400 is very likely made in Indonesia. This is made in Japan. Make of that as you will. How did you like it? It's probably wouldn't be like your first guitar that you would buy, right?
No, but it's like, because it's like for first guitar, it would be a bit too expensive. But I mean, if you want to get a really good guitar that's like more than go-to guitar, like a more than beginner guitar.
If you need a shred machine, because that's what it is. It's a
that's
solo. The other thing that we absolutely do hate, we got to say this, is the position of the pickup switch. Because that's just stupid. I'm sorry, Vola. I love you guys. Greg, I love you. I'm really. But who put that there?
Yeah.
Because this is okay. This is a little bit hard going, but it's okay. And then you want to. This needs to be somewhere where you can easily flick it. And between those two, you cannot flick it easily. So that's a no-go. Also, and if I bitch about that on Ibanez, I have to bitch about that here. Let me take this off. The little washer they put under the screw here, it has a little tag on it, and I'll show you in a sec. And that tag is used if you install this switch on some machinery. You will actually put this in a little dent, on a little indentation, so it doesn't turn. The guitar doesn't have that, so they, instead of putting it inside, they put it on the outside. They should pinch that off. Andy laughed his ass off about that. But look at this. There's this little thing there, which really, it makes no sense. Get a different washer or clip that off. It doesn't have a function. So why put it there? It is because the switch is, of course, used for more than guitars. And so they just use the washer that comes with it. I critiqued that on Ibanez, on the new Ibanez line that I reviewed in December last year. They come with a little Unterlegscheibe.
A washer.
A little washer. Thank you. And then all of a sudden at NAMM, none of the guitars had it, because Ibanez reacted and said, oh yeah, that is stupid. We'll just buy a bag of washers for $5 and put washers on there without the little clippy thing. Does it mean it's a bad guitar? No, but it's an attention to detail that I think they should have. Get a different black washer. It doesn't have to be there. And find a different position for that switch. So the one you can win has a switch where it is, because it is this one. What I love is, see how the light reflects and it's actually yellow and then goes to orange? I love how it plays with the light. I think on stage this would be killer.
That's probably what they mean by
Orangest.
Orangest.
Orangest. Then again, it says tangerine on the case, so who knows what the color is called. If you're winning, you're getting this one. Thank you, Vola, for actually donating this to the contest. You guys are amazing. You guys are, supporting Stay at Home, Stay Safe, 6 Feet Apart. Thank you so much for being part of this. This is a really cool instrument that one of you can win. June 25th is the date by which I need the videos. So get to writing songs. Have you started writing that song? Have you worked on it? Yeah.
No.
No? You don't want to win stuff?
I want to, but I have a lot to do, so... maybe I do.
Apparently you don't want cool guitars and amps and shit, right?
I do.
Well,
Actually,
then write the song.
I'll think about it.
It's like these musicians that don't have time to make music. How busy can you possibly be not to have time to write music?
That's right. You're right.
Okay. It's like a guy that grows weed is too busy to be stoned.
Maybe he is.
Well, thank you for being here, Vanessa.
Thank you for...
and being silly.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
We thank Leslie for switching this. We thank the links that are below this video and the Patreons and the people on Instagram. If you're not subscribed to me on Instagram or follow me or whatever it's called, do that. I don't post good things, but do it anyway. And then I'll let you say it.
Animals? Animals.
Where?
At the end.
Down